Good morning. Good morning. Well, listen, everybody knows that this was the big show in town this morning because you're all here. And it's also indicative of every single one of you who are leaders and are just here to, number one, support Rick Gabrielly and the Somers chapter, but also to improve upon our leadership skills, whether you're a leader in a chapter or a leader in your business or wanting to be a leader. Rick Gabrielly is on our regional leadership team. So who better to share with us this morning than Rick? Rick is the leader, the advisor for leadership in the region. He is an author. He is a mentor. Again, we couldn't have a better person to instruct us or share with us on leadership. So I ask you all to give your undivided attention for our very own Rick Gabrielly. Rick, the mic is yours. You can, oh, you are recording. Okay, beautiful.
Thank you so much, Glo. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Tina. And thank you all for being here today. If you'd like, I don't have a PowerPoint, so if you want to put it on speaker view, you'll get to watch me talk. I do have some notes I'm going to read, so just sit back, relax, enjoy this as much as I'm enjoying it. So great seeing such a big group here today, and I'm really excited for the Somers chapter. So I'm going to talk about emotional leadership in 2022. I know we're all excited for this new year and really pumped up to change, but change in a positive direction, have new things come into our lives and the lives of those around us so we can really get excited. So are you ready to lead through connection? What is leadership and why are we making a big deal about it? You may be thinking right now, I'm not even a leader, Rick. Well, I'm here today to let you know that we are all leaders at home and at work, all day, every day. We just don't always think so because we're programmed to think of a leader as the boss, our mom or our dad, our manager, the loudest person in the meeting, our pushy supervisor, or in our case here in Master Networks, maybe even our chapter president or vice president. We're used to seeing labels as leaders, and we're using our minds and our egos to measure who the leader is. Today, I will share the truth about leadership. It comes from your heart, literally and figuratively, and we are all built to lead. In fact, in 2022, it will be the most effective way to lead. And if you put in the effort to hear today's information and then apply it, it will make you and those around you feel truly inspired, safe, and supported. And those people will want to learn from you, they will trust you, and they will be elevated by you. And it will position you at home and at work as the leader that you were born to be. You see, titles don't make leaders. Thoughts, feelings, and actions make leaders. And in fact, it's always been this way. And the reason we sometimes don't feel good about our leaders or our own ability to lead is because we're using the old paradigm. After today, you no longer have to do that. So what is leadership? Leadership is any engagement where influence occurs. And this influence can be both conscious and subconscious. And this influence can be positive or negative. And this leadership can be with and toward others, or even more importantly, it can be leading ourselves. And this is where true leadership begins. It begins with being the best leader for you. That's your first connection, the vital connection to ourself. And you'll use this connection to build a foundation to live by, to foster deeper bonds, and you'll forge long-lasting relationships at home and at work. And I know that's what all of you want. What is emotional leadership? Emotional leadership is the subtle art of becoming aware of your own emotions as well as the emotions of others at home and at work. And it's a key benefit of emotional intelligence, and it's controlled by our energy leadership. So today I'm going to go back and forth between two terms, emotional leadership and energy leadership. Be very astute to pay attention to the two words, emotional leadership and energy leadership. And it's at work either for us or against us at all times. And as I was just saying in my breakout with Melanie and Eliza, there is no downtime to our leadership, people. No downtime. Energy leadership is the act of guiding your energy so that it works for you and not against you. When you do this properly, you can create a shift in your own energy and the energy in those around you, bringing about the highest good for all involved. Just going to give a special thanks to Gillian Dunn Tucker of our Long Island chapter, who recently performed the ELI assessment with me. Finding your limitless self. You are a limitless being, no matter what you've done and no matter what you've already accomplished or failed at. You have much more to learn, further to grow, and a bigger impact to make at home and at work. Everything I'm sharing with you today is created to help you both in your personal as well as your business relationships. In fact, I don't think there should be any separation between our business and our personal lives. We are in an age where the two have become one, and this does not have to feel overwhelming or like work. Dream with me for a minute. Imagine waking up every day feeling energized, knowing that everyone you meet is valuable. They're actually a vital piece of your fabric. They provide the mosaic that is your life. How would you engage and connect with people if you knew that they all played this critical role in making your life both successful and meaningful? You can make this dream come true with emotional leadership. Managing your energy leadership for the highest good. Are you responding to life versus reacting? Throughout your day, many interactions trigger the need for decision making. We must make choices to move through these interactions to get to our next task at work and at home. Choosing how you engage at every moment governs your effectiveness with others and yourself. Do you normally respond to things, or do you sometimes react because you're placing your ego out front? Are you leading your energy to work for you and others? When you choose to focus on your personal energy, leading from your heart, you create possibility. You provide fertile ground for your own seeds, as well as the seeds in others to be planted. And these seeds are the daily interactions we talked about earlier. So let's talk about anabolic energy versus catabolic energy, one of the cornerstones of the Emotional Leadership Index. Anabolic energy is constructive. It's expanding, it's healing, it's growth oriented. Catabolic energy is draining, resisting, and contracting. We've all experienced both types of these energies. Clearly, we want to be living in the space of anabolic energy. Anabolic energy gives you a more complete and conscious view of your world and the world of those around you. It's patient, it's just, and it's nourishing. Anabolic energy is the preferred energy at work and in effective emotional leadership. So why would you want to improve your emotional leadership skills? So you can be more self-aware. You will be more relatable to others. You will inspire family and children. You will motivate by example. You will warmly resolve conflict. Let's face it, folks, it's inevitable, but the trauma is not as dark with emotional leadership. You'll attract more positive outcomes. You'll develop a worldview versus a narrow local view. You'll learn to choose love over fear. You'll build relationships, families, and businesses that matter. You become a purpose-focused, cultivated through engagement and not competition. You'll live a life based on group learning and shared leadership, and you'll make your life and the lives of those around you so much easier. I have 3 books to share with you today. Thrive by Ariana Huffington, in which she speaks about finding the space to lead, working with and leading through presence and compassion, tapping into the mindful leader within. Power versus Force, who any of you who know me know this is like my main book. Our body actually knows the truth. Kinesiology, and Dr. Yodis will agree, indicator muscles will strengthen and weaken in the presence of positive and negative emotional and intellectual stimuli. Good stuff. A smile will make you test stronger. A hateful statement will make you test weaker. And then one of my favorite books, Vibrational Medicine by Richard Gerber. He talks about our hearts speaking to each other. Did you know that long before we enter a room, in person or Zoom, our hearts are actually talking to each other? Cardio-neuroimmunology, the new language spoken by our hearts, says the heart is 600 times more powerful electrically than our brain. The energy field that it puts out is like a power plant, and our hearts can actually speak to each other. They can feel the thoughts and intentions from within our brains. So pay attention to your thoughts and feelings when you're engaging others. You are an open book, so choose your words carefully. At times of focused inner love and peace, the coherent energy pattern of the heart has the ability to influence energetic events in the body, both in ours and those around us. So when we choose to put out love, we have a greater impact, and it feels good too. Your emotional leadership has great power. This is your most powerful tool for bringing about transformational change in the world, and the time is now to use this power. Energy found in local planetary magnetic fields has shown in research studies, it was found that during healing work and leading, resonant energy could be measured in nearby trees and gardens. More proof that our personal energy field is tangible, influential, and spanning. Leaders are healers. Your greatest gift each day is to be able to reach out and touch someone in need, and we are all in need of something. I've seen this happen in my own life. Choosing the high road, choosing love over fear, even when it makes no sense. I've created new paradigms in my businesses by being fearless in my personal core values. I'll bring love to work any day. And I've resisted business envy to create more abundance. Are you willing to listen deeply to others? Elevation comes through listening to others. Can you sustain it and keep it going? I want to talk for a minute about the path to leadership. Tina Campbell is in this room today. She's always leading by example. She shows up. During a recent presentation to HQ, Chaz Wilson and the other regional partners, she talked about going from member to leader to area director and beyond. I'm one of the people who lived that story. She said, there's no ego, pay your dues first. Excellence comes by choice, not chance. And she gave five key measurements for us to live by: leadership, commitment, experience, influence, and accountability. The role of our regional advisory board is to emotionally support our team and the region. We identify and emulate influencers. Those are people who inspire and guide the actions of others. And we have so many emotionally gifted leaders right here in this room and around our regions here in New York, Connecticut, and New York City. Please reach out to them. Why should you learn more about emotional leadership? You will become more attractive in an electromagnetic sense at home and at work. People will seek you out, and this will result in two things. One, more engagement, leading to more opportunities to lead with heart. This will put you in the path to leadership, a magical place that elevates others while at the same time elevating your personal brand. And two, when you lead with heart, others will want to learn more about you and your business, and this leads to more chances to serve and change lives, which is why we're all here today. Why you should use it every day. I can tell you firsthand that making emotional leadership your main focus, you can feel more relaxed, more energetic, and more purposeful in your life. You no longer need to struggle. You can now find joy and abundance with every interaction for yourself and those around you. My wish for you today, I hope you will take today's teaching and use it to build a solid foundation at home and at work. I hope that you will connect with the current leadership in your own life and ask them how you can become more by walking alongside them. And I hope that you will take on a more nourishing role in the leadership of your own chapter family. And when you do, I can tell you it will profoundly change your life and the lives of everyone around you. Thank you so much for investing your time and, most of all, your energy with me today. I appreciate each one of you, and I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. That was great. Rick, people are asking me on the side, are you going to be able to share this deck? Because there was a lot of really good information in there, and I think people are going to want to kind of soak it up.
I would be happy to, Michael. It's a Word doc. I'll drop it into the chat before we leave the meeting.
That would be great. So I just want to pick one person out. She's the only person on my front screen, but you have such a cheerleader in Mickey that I think she just wants to speak to the group for a minute. I'm going to put her on the spot, but everything you were saying, she was yaying, she was clapping, she was going like this. So, Mickey, this must really mean something to you and really hit you in the heart. So, why don't you give us your feelings for a few minutes?
I mean, it certainly did. Not only just, I read Rick's book, and his book just speaks his life. I mean, even though we aren't socially together, when you talk about the heart, you can feel it when he speaks and when he's around. This is something he lives. And for me, it comes down to, he was saying so much, it's service. You lead from your heart. It's genuine. Who are the person that God created you to be? And that's what Rick is. And this is just an extension of him as far as how he wants to teach and how he wants to serve. It's not an ego. So I'm so thrilled that I was here and I was able to listen, and I'm definitely going to get the 3 books. So if we can at least put that in the chat, because I'd love to read, just a little bit more. But wonderful presentation, just energy and power in how you look at life. Do you wake up in the morning, or is it going to be a good day? What does God bless you to do today? And this presentation, although it was very short, just spoke. You talk about the heart to the heart, and it spoke. And I thank him so much, because there's so much that we could all take from that. So thank you, Rick. It was powerful. It was wonderful.
Thank you,
Mickey. So I think what I'd like to do, if Tina and Glo are good with this, I would like to. We've got 9 minutes left. I think that so much came out of this. I think it would be worth breaking out into a 5 or 6 minute breakout room for the group. And one thing I just want to. This always rings in my head. If anybody's ever seen the movie You Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, all right, there's a moment in time where they're in the supermarket and she's online and she gets up there to pay and she doesn't have her wallet, she doesn't have any money. She starts getting mad at the register person, and it's going haywire. And all of a sudden he walks over. And and this is the part that just connecting on an emotional level. He looks over and he looks at her and she's got her badge on, and he goes, "Hey," and I don't remember her name. We'll just say, "Hey, Roxanne, how can I help?" And just making it personal by reading her name and making her feel like a person, all of a sudden she's calmed down. Obviously he paid to make it easier, but it's that emotional connection that allowed her to basically connect with him, and it got resolved. So that's a lot of part of it, is just connecting, being nice to people, having a positive energy. So let's jump into a couple of different breakout rooms, however anybody wants to set them up. And again, Rick, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael.
Everybody, thank you for coming. Please come back to Somers another day. You don't need Rick always to come check us out. We're a good group of people, and let's all see how we can do business together and things. So thank you again, and we'll break out.
Michael, before we break out into the rooms, before you break us out, can we get a group picture of these 3 screens somehow? It's terminus here.
Before we do that,
we can promote this on Facebook.
You're still recording.
So while we're getting ready to do the picture, Vince DeMella, are you still on here?